We have good news for
Do
you
we?
guys today. Yeah, we do, because we just learned that our shipment, which we had a podcast about last week, is going to be delivered tomorrow. So we're excited for the content that we're going to be bringing next week. This week, we're just going to be talking about something that's a little interesting, a little different, a little off the beaten path, and that is magnetic lighting. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is McHugh David.
I was about to say you didn't introduce yourself until now. I was,
I
you
was
just
trying to throw the hook out
something
there.
different,
Yeah, yeah, something different.
All right.
Kind of like the lighting we're talking about today, right?
Really?
So, yeah. So my name is McHugh David, co-founder of Southern Lighting Solutions. I am here with.
I am Tarek Alameddine or Alameddine, Tarek, Tariq. I've heard all versions of it this week.
That
was not random at all.
Everybody's got their own take on it, right?
I know, right?
And today we're going to be talking about magnetic lighting, which is a little different. We have a line called Gravity. And
is it really called Gravity?
It is.
I have no idea what our lines are called.
Yeah, we.
That's a terrible plug-in. No, I'm kidding.
I did submit them to you for approval. I just want to make that clear. My wife and I, Melanie, sat down and we discussed, a variety of lines. We designed it around celestial bodies and that kind of thing.
He says they discussed, but she said, and he said, okay.
Basically, I'm not as creative as her. So, Gravity is the name of our magnetic lighting. But first, it's called magnetic lighting. What does that even mean? Let's start there.
It's magnetic lighting.
Well,
it's what it is. It's a profile in the wall where you can use affix to it linear lights, track lights, multi-directional lights, trimless lights. Depending on the profile, and they only turn on when you click it into place because there's a magnet inside there, and it runs on a 24 volt or 48 volt power source. So from a electrical safety standpoint, if you're just fiddling with it on the inside and putting your hands up there, and your hand comes into contact with the copper inside there, you're not going to feel anything. The lights work because it's magnet to magnet, so it's magnetic lighting.
Okay, so the base profile, kind of like we talked about profiles with strip light, is a magnet.
It's a magnet. It's yeah.
And it goes into the wall.
It's based on magnetic induction.
Okay.
So, for people that think outside the box or think differently, it's going to be like your Japanese railways and whatnot that run on magnets.
Right. There's a magnet on the train. There's a magnet
on the rail.
The rail is a magnet basically, and is powered.
More or less. That's exactly. It's you're getting your electricity to power the light fixtures through magnetic induction. It's a safety mechanism. It's new technology. It's kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, who thought of it?
That's a good question. I believe. I mean, there's lots of people that have thought about it. If you're really going to go as far back as when I believe it was Nikola Tesla, that thought about it way back when, 100 plus years ago. But I believe it was the Germans who were the first to really, push this technology.
Yeah. And so, talk to us a little bit about, functionality. Like where are you going to see something like magnetic lighting?
Oh, in the U.S., it'll come.
Sure.
Eventually.
Well, I mean, that's why I'm asking. Like, what are going to be?
Listen, right now you see a lot of it in retail. You see a lot of it in villas, high-end housing departments, and whatnot. You see a lot of it in museums. You're starting to see a lot of it in certain commercial aspects. So if you have nice office space which is using linear lights and whatnot, and they want to highlight some plants or flora or whatnot and keep within those recessed linear models and that style of lighting, they would use something like that to introduce tracks into, because you don't just want a track just hanging out there. Sometimes you want it to be a bit more discreet.
Sure.
So I mean, it has a lot of applications, a lot of uses, a lot of functions, and really it's the ability for interior architects and designers and lighting designers to really do something creative with it is as far as your imagination is limited, because at the end of the day, these profiles, you can fit them into anything. You could put them into a plastic housing and a pipe. You could put them, you know, into the wall. You could put them in the ceiling, which is usually where they go. I mean, hell, you could put them in a planter pot, not actually within the soil itself, but in the rim over there, and then run it through, because it's 24 and 48 volts.
Right.
It's
And so it's not just that
it's
it
not
had,
waterproof. I'm not saying it's waterproof. It's
sure.
not, but I mean it's a safety mechanism. If you get water on it, and you see a lot of the new external fixtures, which use, it's not Gravity, not ours, but you have some brands out there that that use uplights and waterproofed, IP rated uplights. Um, they're based on 24 volt and 48 volt magnetic induction. It doesn't matter if there's water around it. The moment you have that seal connection, the light turns on, and then you can just pull it out. It doesn't matter whatsoever. It has no bearing. It doesn't cause any, I want to say, unstable currents or any dangerous currents.
So what's interesting about this, when I was going to say earlier, is that it's very, like you said, it's up to the imagination. And what's interesting about that is that it's very flexible. A lot of utility to it.
Yeah.
Kind of like strip light.
Right.
So, tell us about a project that you've done that has had this in it first, and then I have another question.
Well, there's a major retailer, and we don't have can't really say who it is, but it's a major retailer that does a lot of their new lighting, clothing to spotlight and showcase little fixtures here and there that uses it. And the tracks that they use, the magnetic tracks that they use, are only about an inch and a half wide, and they're very inconspicuous. And this retailer has used black ceilings with black fixtures, so you don't even see them there.
Right. It's like light coming out
It's
of
just
the.
so, if you look up, and you're really looking for it, you'll see the fixtures. If you're not, it looks like they're just little, starlights
Right.
in the ceiling. Now, other places you will probably see it a lot coming up is in jewelry stores and jewelry cases. You'll see a little small stand with a little head on it. That's usually a magnetic light.
Interesting. And why is that?
Well, because again, uses less power inside there.
Right.
It's just
And less
you,
heat.
you no, well, it's not really less heat. It has nothing to do with that, because you're using low wattages anyway. It's just more efficient.
I got you. So, it's interesting. After we talked about um,
And it's good
strip
for
light.
It's good for joinery, basically, is what it is.
Okay.
Inside those cabinets, you don't have to worry about live lines, and if something happens, it gets cut. And you put your hand on it, you're not going to get the same shock from a low voltage line as you are a direct
Sure. And
power source.
and all that's running into the magnet, and once it's cut, it's done.
Exactly. When you pull it off, it's done. Exactly.
So what's interesting is between this and strip light, and I've kind of formulated this a little bit better. You're seeing a lot of people who are looking for things that might be more imaginative, more innovative, more clever. Instead of just sometimes it works. Sometimes you just need a 2x4 panel that goes into the ceiling. That's all you need.
Well, yeah. Sometimes people want just small lights, small, cute. Yeah, cute. Never called light cute, but yes.
Hey, if
You
it's
know,
cute, it's cute.
there you go. I mean, a small architectural kind of light. Again, it all falls under. This is architectural lighting.
Right.
And I mean, it's something that you can use in your house. I love to install this stuff in people's houses. You know, are people going to do it? Most, I would say, no. Um, Higher end villas, absolutely. They would, at least abroad, they jump all over this kind of technology
Right.
and its applications.
Right.
Because the beauty of these profiles is, if you don't want to use certain areas of it, so you're just running an entire, let's say, 8 foot, but you're really only using 1 to 2 feet of it, but in different areas, you can just cover up the rest of it. There are caps that
Right.
go over it and can be painted and hidden completely. So you don't even know it's there. It's hidden into the wall, and you just have those little, lights which are sticking out. And it can be surface mounted, can be recessed, can be trimless, can be pendant format. It really does not matter.
And so it's not just that you get to be clever or innovative with it, but you can also be very inconspicuous.
Exactly.
So your lighting. A lot of people getting into cove lighting and hidden lighting as well. So this kind of plays into that new request.
To a certain extent, if you want to add in, track light type fixtures or thinner linear fixtures to go with what you have, yeah, absolutely.
It's pretty wild. And so what's going to be interesting about things like this is as those, I would imagine those magnets get a little bit better. Like you said, it's new technology, so you're kind of taking a risk if you throw it in now. But as those things improve, it's going to be interesting to see. You think the magnets will get smaller?
No, it's basically, for anyone who's seen track lighting, it's a track light.
It's just an upgraded version of a
It's just
tap.
an upgraded version. It's a magnetic version. It's a modern version.
I gotcha. So, something interesting we wanted to bring to the table. As we said, we're getting our container in tomorrow morning, and looking forward to doing some reno here in the office. But this was something that was interesting. We haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but it has a lot of the same, not same applications, but it's the same sort of innovation and trying to get clever and new, like you do with strip light. This is something different than strip light, of course, but it has some applications that kind of upgrade older type LED fixtures.
Sure.
So, just curious.
It's more innovative,
right?
If you will. I mean, it's not. This is by no definition anyone's bread and butter or whatever type. No, no.
It's something if you want an innovative solution.
Exactly.
So, anybody you can think of off the top of your head that right now that we know that might be listening to this that should take a quick gander at magnetic lighting and consider it? Putting you on the spot?
Yeah. I got a couple people. I don't think they'll appreciate me calling them out. But
well, they don't have to. It doesn't necessarily have to be a call out. I mean, they may have never known this even existed.
Oh, a good place where I would showcase it, honestly, and I'm using him again. He's gonna hate me for it, but James at Sports Center has just one little small wall where they like to highlight, certain trophies or a very nice sports jersey that might be signed or something like that. That's where you would use it.
Right.
And that would be actually perfect to use it because it's small, it's architectural, and highly inconspicuous.
Right. But puts out a lot of light.
Yeah, depending on the fixture that you use, absolutely.
Right. And that's another part of the utility as well, is that the magnet and sort of the profile that you're using, that's just to bring in the power and be the magnet for the base. After that, you can get clever, right? With what you use in terms of fixtures.
I mean, you have a couple stores, with the Mall of Louisiana where they're using precursors to this technology, but their sister versions or international versions are already using the upgraded magnetic technology right now.
Right.
They just haven't really gotten around to it over here yet. And I mean, it's like, for me, it's like track lighting. I can't, for the love of God, figure out why we love power lamps so much over here. I mean, they don't use them anywhere else in the world, and yet over here, throw a power lamp into it. I've tried figuring out the reasoning. Nobody knows.
Maybe they just don't know anything better exists.
No, just how we always did it. Well, that's how everyone else did it, but they've changed with the times. But here, I guess,
right.
Slowly but steadily, we'll beat away and chip away at that.
Slowly but steadily.
Slowly but steadily, yes.
Well, and that's part of what we do is, we want to provide you with a solution that makes sense for you, but we also want to let you know here's some of the new things that can be done. Here's some of the new things that are being offered.
Sure.
And, a lot of times if you connect with us, you're going to get a lot of these things that are new in the international world too.
Right.
And
I think another reason why you really don't see it over here is a lot of this stuff is it's made to order. It's nobody leaves this stuff lying around.
Sure.
You know, not even the Europeans. They don't have, millions of dollars of this stock just laying around. No, it's made to order.
Right.
You
And
know,
so it's one of
as
those
it's
things.
needed.
It's one of those things where we might provide it to you or offer it as a solution to your lighting issue, and you may say, "Yeah, I want to jump in on that," but at that point, that means we have to place an order then for you.
Yeah, to get the components to put it together from, our local partners or international partners, depending on which specific solution of gravity that we are offering, to get it in. Yeah, it's gonna take a couple weeks.
Right.
It's not a quick ship. It's not an Amazon type order thing.
It's a very customized
it is
order.
highly customized, but then customized not to be associated with super expensive.
Right.
So
So, getting back to the idea of it being I guess the idea is that it's very customized for the very specific customer, whereas Strip kind of gives you this customization even after you have it. Kind
well,
of trying to
yeah.
compare the two because there's some utility there.
Strip is an entirely different beast. I mean, it's a completely different dynamic where you use it. It has so much more functionality than magnetic lighting.
Sure. And it's something that we've been pushing lately as well.
Magnetic lighting is very cool. It's I don't want to call it novelty lighting because it's not, but if you compare it to strip, then yeah, it's novelty lighting.
Right. Because Strip is just the utility light. There's just so much you can do with it.
Yeah.
So that was today. We were talking about magnetic lighting. Appreciate you, sir, taking the time to talk to us. We were looking forward to next week because by that time, hopefully, we will have begun some of our renovations here in the office and
Finally.
and we will have gotten the shipment in. I'm sure we'll have some fun stories about that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's an item that McHugh is waiting for, which at this rate, I'm putting my money that it is not gonna show up.
That's going to be tough for me. It's something that I need, and I'm going to have to go spend some bucks here locally to get it if that is the case. If it's not there,
And I'm going to be thoroughly amused.
yes, he has already told me he is going to be excited. He's actually excited about the fact that it might not be in that container. So I hope we get to entertain him tomorrow morning.
Yes.
That'll be good. But again, appreciate you guys joining us here with. Go ahead and introduce yourself again, sir.
Tarek Alameddine.
With.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. I'm with Southern Lighting Solutions.
There you go.
Oh,
Atta
there
baby.
you go. We had to get the solutions in there.
Yep. We're still working on the rapport. We're gonna get there.
Are we?
And my name is McHugh David, co-founder of Southern Lighting Solutions.
That's right. I'm a co-founder as well.
Yeah, you are. I mean, you said you're with. I don't know. We are both co-founders of Southern Lighting Solutions. This is the Get Lit podcast. Appreciate you guys joining us for this edition. Again, we were talking about magnetic lighting. Next time, we're going to be looking forward to speaking to you about delivering some product and the ongoing renovations in the office.
Delivering product faster.
Yes, because we have it here. And hopefully, we will find a better way to ship it in the future. So, appreciate you guys joining us one last time, and we will see you next time.